Hi there, and welcome to Oakland Side 510. I'm Tasneem Raja, editor-in-chief of the Oakland Side, Oakland's independent, nonprofit newsroom. In today's episode, the Black Joy Parade came to Oakland last month, and we took our microphones out to meet some of the tens of thousands who showed up. We'll hear what brought them out, what the parade means to them, and what they want the world to know about Oakland. After that, I'll cover a federal immigration arrest near the Port of Oakland that has immigrant communities on edge, a new city plan to cut homelessness in half, Oakland's ongoing struggle to hold illegal dumpers accountable, the search for Oakland's next police chief, and an Olympian getting the mural she deserves. But first, a word from a local company supporting this podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by the owners of Jack London Square, Oakland's waterfront, right at the edge of the estuary. Whether you're catching the Sunday farmers market, grabbing dinner with a bay view, or just taking a walk past the historic Heinold Saloon, Jack London Square is where Oakland meets the water. With restaurants, live events, the ferry to San Francisco, and more, it's Oakland's only publicly accessible waterfront destination. Come see what's happening. Visit jacklondonsquare.com. On the morning of February 22nd in downtown Oakland, the sun was out and thousands of people were filling the streets for Oakland's 9th annual Black Joy Parade. It's become one of Oakland's most beloved annual traditions since it launched in 2018. There's music, marching bands, black cowboys and cowgirls on horseback, classic cars, circus performers, vendors, 2 stages of live performances, this year closing out with Grammy-winning R&B singer Maya. It's free, it's open to everyone, and it is entirely run by volunteers. The whole thing started with a small gathering at Red Bay Coffee, a Black-owned roaster right here in Oakland, back in 2017. The founder, Alicia Greenwell, had moved to the Bay Area in her early 20s and fell in love with how Oakland celebrates Blackness. But she noticed something. Too often, she felt, local Black communities came together in large numbers in response to pain. She wanted to help change that. By the time the first parade happened in 2018, thousands of people showed up. It's been growing ever since. This year's theme was Black is the Blueprint, with tens of thousands participating in a celebration of Black cultural influence and impact. And what better way to capture that than by just handing the mic over to people at this year's parade? That's what Oakland Side did. Our reporters got to talk with dozens of people, and we wanted to share some of those conversations with you. So the first thing our reporters asked everybody they spoke with was just, what brought you out here today?
My name is Tanisha. Everything. I mean, this is where you're supposed to be at on this day every year in Oakland. The Black faces, the happiness, the food, the laughter, everything. Everything brought me here today.
My name is Greg. Honestly, I just love Oakland. I love the community. I love the culture. I love Blackness. I love the way Oakland celebrates Blackness. And that's what brought me out today.
I'm Keandre. Just Black Joy, man. Like, you know, it's Black History Month. We're here to have fun and enjoy ourselves in a safe way.
Terrence Candell, and I live in Oakland, California, mainly. This event is the real showcase of what it means to be Oakland. You know, what it means to grow up in Oakland, what it means to wild out and, you know, show them your skills, and what it means to just be safe, be comfortable out with your own people. This is a community right here. Like, this is the safest I can possibly feel. So, you know, I got to be here.
Picking up on the theme of the festival, we also asked attendees, what is something that brought you joy today? Here's Amisatu Kamara, who now lives in Antioch, speaking with our reporter, Rosalind Romero.
What brought you joy today?
Waking up today brought me joy. Being with my beautiful Black sisters and brothers brought me joy. And seeing all these beautiful people out here today. I just love being outside in the world. I love being in Oakland because this is my hometown. So every time I'm here, it just brings me joy. It's like the community, the diversity that's here.
Of course, a lot of people talked about the music, always a big part of the program at Black Joy Parade. Here's Tanisha Ramirez again, who lives in Lower Bottoms.
The performances, the finale performance every year has been top tier. Last year was La Russell. We've had T-Pain. This year is Maya. You can get like all your millennial feels. Here, as a millennial, I'm going to be 37, so I'm getting all my millennial feels. Don't forget that the end of the show is probably one of the best parts of the show.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to talk to us about Maya.
My name is Soko Floyd. I'm from Oakland. I'm looking forward to seeing Maya perform. I named my daughter after her, actually.
With the same spelling?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see her.
For a lot of attendees this year, it was hard to miss the moment we're all living through. There's obviously a lot of conflict, chaos, and trauma being experienced across the world right now. A lot of people told us they came out specifically because they needed a day of joy.
Hi, Gianna from Oakland. I also just wanted to be in space where I could be in community with people who look like me, people who look like my friends. Just a joyous space during a maybe not so joyous time. Yeah.
Here's what Paula Marie Parker, a former journalist herself who lives in Uptown, told our reporters.
World is very crazy. Every day is like who died, who got arrested. Ice needs to have a meltdown. So like Marvin Gaye used to say, make you want to holler, throw up both your hands, right? So that's when I know it's time to pull out of that news thing. I like to be informed, but go get my Black joy on. And my Asian joy too, because it's Lunar New Year's. But you got to know how to inform yourself, and then when you start getting too mad, you can feel your blood pressure rising. Now you want to hit somebody, and you're not even violent. It's time to pull out of that world and go into the parallel world of fun and joy.
History was on a lot of people's minds that day, and the chance to celebrate Black history. Here's Ty Williams from East Oakland.
Watching the fraternal and the fraternities and the sororities come through and show a piece of that history that's been going on for the most part hundreds of years at this point, right? And just seeing them and seeing we still hold on to some of that old school educational inclusiveness and diversity all at the same time. So that's one thing that I'm always joyful to see when I see it.
On that point, here's Greg Tabbitt again. He lives in Mosswood.
I mean, to be honest, is that we're still here. I know Oakland is being gentrified. I know even though there's a lot of Black history, the Black Panthers, but you don't always see that every day. So it's nice to kind of have that really emphasized today. So I think that's something that's really, really cool.
Zooming out from the personal, people also really wanted to talk to us about what the parade means for Oakland, for our city. Here's Terrence Candell again.
Every time I come out here, I see something new about Oakland, every year. And that's really what people should see. It's a discovery of Oakland, our culture, our music, our style, our hobbies, everything about us just on full display right now, right on Broadway. So.
More than a few people had something to say directly to anyone who only knows Oakland from the way it's often portrayed in the media. Here's Damian Scott, a Pill Hill resident, speaking with our City Hall reporter, Eli Wolf.
A lot of folks got a lot of negative things to say about Oakland, but I don't feel any of it here today when I'm surrounded by love and joy and stuff like that.
Yeah. And what are you experiencing today that you want everyone to know about?
Just that we're here. Oakland is here. It ain't what you hear on social media, on the news, on Fox News. It's real people who care and love each other and are trying to build something great on the Bay. And and y'all should come out to Oakland.
Lim Sneed, who cites West and East Oakland as home, had similar thoughts.
In all the events that I've been to, I've never experienced any violence here, me, myself. And that's peaceful, and I love that, because how we can all come together all different shades, different races and colors, come together and be peaceful and show that we do have a peaceful atmosphere.
We also heard a theme of Black Joy Parade bringing people together from many different Black communities across not just Oakland, not just the Bay Area, but across the world.
My name is Henos Haile, seeing 15,000, 20,000 plus Black people from the diaspora of Africa or from all over Oakland or from all over the Bay Area. Everyone is smiling. Everyone is having a good time. There's kids, there's families. I don't sense any violence in the air. I don't sense any negativity, all positivity. That gives me joy.
Lastly, we asked people if they had any messages for people who couldn't show up that day. Here's Tanisha Ramirez and Paula Marie Parker again.
That we as Black people include everybody. You want to come and be with us and party with us and dance with us and be in the happening with us, we welcome it. We're excited about it and we love it. And we want more of people that don't look like us to come with the people that do look like us so that we can have all of this. I think last year was 30,000 people. I think this year is probably 50. It's much harder to walk around this year than it was last year. So just don't be afraid of us. Come party with us. Come love on us because we'll love on you back. That's what I want y'all to know.
They need to come out to the Black Joy Parade, and you do not need to be African American. You can be white, you can be Asian, you can be from all over the world. Just come out and get a piece of Black joy. It's wonderful.
Thank you to everyone who stopped and shared their time and their thoughts with our reporters at Oaklandside that day. We really appreciate it. You can see our write-up of this year's Black Joy Parade, along with a wonderful photo spread at oaklandside.org. Link is in the show notes. All right, now let's get into some more recent reporting from our newsroom. There's more in the full stories online, which we will link to in the show notes, and you can always find it at oaklandside.org. Reading those stories is still the best way that you can learn about our city and help us maintain our newsroom. Please sign up for our daily newsletter if you want to get this reporting in your inbox. I actually want to start with some good news about us, about our own newsroom. Oaklandside education reporter Ashley McBride and Callie Rhodes, who worked with us for 2 years as an environment reporter, have been honored by the First Amendment Coalition with its Free Speech and Open Government Award for their reporting on lead contamination in the drinking water of Oakland Unified School District schools. The judges noted that the pair filed dozens of Public Records Act requests over many months, finding that students and teachers were drinking from contaminated water sources for months after contamination was discovered, and that remediation was still incomplete years after lead was first detected back in 2017. Following their series, the school board allocated over $20 million for lead abatement and committed to several transparency reforms. Congratulations to Ashley and Callie, and thank you to everyone who donates to Oaklandside and makes this work possible. Next up, a story that has raised real alarm in Oakland's immigrant communities. Jose Fermoso and Eli Wolf report that on February 24th, unidentified federal agents arrested a truck driver near 3rd and Adeline Streets in West Oakland, close to the port. Videos of the arrest were shared with Oaklandside by the West Oakland Environmental Indicators Project. The driver's company, Raj Transport, confirmed that one of their drivers was taken by federal agents. A dispatcher said the driver had worked for the company for over 2 years and had applied for a green card. The dispatcher said he doesn't know which agency made the arrest or where the driver is now being held. This arrest comes as tens of thousands of commercial truck drivers in California, many of them immigrants, are in the middle of a legal fight over their commercial driver's licenses. Next, a big new policy document from Mayor Barbara Lee's administration. The city's Office of Homelessness Solutions has released a draft plan to cut unsheltered homelessness in Oakland by 50% over 5 years. Natalie Ornstein reports that the city's last count found nearly 3,700 unsheltered residents and over 5,400 homeless people overall. The new plan identifies a roughly $284 million annual funding gap to meet its goal. The office says Measure W, which is the county's nearly $2 billion sales tax, could cover more than half of that shortfall. But big decisions about how that money gets allocated are still ahead. The plan notes that despite a dramatic spike in encampment closures last year, the number of encampments in Oakland actually grew to over 1,900 locations. So it's skeptical of the idea that closing homeless camps will help people get off the streets or lead in the long term to cleaner and safer public areas. The mayor's plan calls for pacing closures based on available shelter and creating more zones where unhoused people can live without being displaced. And because of that, the mayor's plan will probably come into conflict with a controversial encampment policy that City Council member Ken Houston has been advocating that the city adopt. Houston's proposal would generally do the opposite of the mayor's, calling for more aggressive camp closures. If both were adopted by City Council, a city spokesperson told the Oakland side that Houston's legislation would prevail. Okay, staying on city services, Eli Wolf has a frustrating but important story on illegal dumping enforcement. Oakland received over 25,000 calls about illegal dumping last year and removed at least 15 million pounds of trash. But the city issued only about 270 citations. Nearly 200 cases are still unresolved, with no response from the cited individuals at all. The city hasn't referred a single case to the Alameda County District Attorney for prosecution, even though Mayor Lee promised to partner with the DA on aggressive prosecution as part of her initial platform. The DA's office has told the mayor that they're willing to prosecute if the city shares evidence, but that system isn't in place yet. Oakland's Public Works Director says the city is expanding its enforcement unit, looking to increase fines, and working on getting officers handheld devices so that citations can be issued on the spot. Okay, our public safety reporter, Rosalind Romero, has a helpful update on Oakland's police chief search. The Police Commission is hosting 6 community forums across Oakland in March and April, where residents can share what they want to see in the department's next leader. The forums run from East Oakland to Chinatown, with Spanish interpretation at the Fruitvale Forum and Chinese interpretation at the Chinatown Forum. The full commission plans to present 3 finalists to Mayor Lee in June, and the mayor is expected to make her pick in mid to late July. This search comes after former chief Floyd Mitchell stepped down in early December. Forum dates and locations are in the story, which we link to in the show notes. Now, a quick note from Nosh, our food desk. FOB Kitchen chef Janice Dulce has soft opened a new outpost called FOB West at Prescott Market in West Oakland. The menu focuses on affordability and dishes from Guam, where Dulce grew up, alongside some popular Filipino dishes from the original location in Temescal. And to close us out with something uplifting, a big mural of Oakland's own Olympic gold medalist Alysa Liu is now up in Temescal. 3 members of the Bay Area street art collective The Illuminaries, Steve Ha, Tim Han, and Eric Nadara, completed a 15-foot-tall mural at the corner of 43rd Street and Telegraph Avenue last Friday, painting over a fading Klay Thompson mural that had been on that wall. The image was inspired by a social media post comparing Liu's expression while holding her gold medal to Mac Dre's iconic Thiz face from the hyphy era. City officials say Oakland is planning a celebration in her honor, details still to come. The Illuminaries told the Oakland side they paid for the paint themselves, doing it, as they put it, for the love. All right, that's it for headlines. We will link to all of this reporting in the show notes. That's this week's episode of Oaklandside 510. You can find all the stories we talked about today at oaklandside.org. Sign up for our daily newsletter to get our reporting straight in your inbox. If your company, organization, pickleball league, book club, family would like to sponsor an episode, get in touch. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen. Share it with your Oakland friends and neighbors. The more people listening, the more we can keep the show going. This episode was produced by Mark Nieto, edited by Darwin Bongram, and hosted by me, Oaklandside Editor-in-Chief Tasneem Raja. On behalf of our entire newsroom, thank you for showing up for Oakland. We'll see you next week.